Not nearly enough for our hero, a Japanese gamer, let down by the game's ending because it felt too short for him. And he demands more. He calls it trash and wants a title that takes at least 10 years to beat. Yet, you guessed it, still disappointed. He instantly hunts a hardcore, badly balanced game. Once he enters it in his browser, the screen reveals a mysterious world. A nameless company offers an endless game set in a fantasy of swords and magic that grabs him at once. So now he checks the menu difficulty: easy, normal, plus a weird new level called Hell Mode. The description tells him that regret will be the least of his worries, because he will face absolute despair. In Hell Mode, leveling up takes 100x more XP than normal. But our hero's heard it countless times, so he's not fazed and picks that option anyway. Afterward, he sees many classes to choose: swordsman, lancer, swordmaster, hero, even demon king. However, for some reason the summoner class has a higher difficulty than any other, and that catches his attention. He notices the game is still an alpha, so he has no idea how this option is even available, but he shrugs it off and decides it sounds like a fun little challenge. So he clicks start, accepting his fate as this game's guinea pig. Suddenly, at once, he vanishes, leaving his room empty and alone. Next thing he knows, everything suddenly feels warm, oddly soothing. He could die here, yet he has no idea where at all. That feeling changes completely in just a few seconds and the play season starts to narrow, making it hard for him to breathe. Soon after, he arrives in this world as a newborn and realizes the game meant reincarnation. After birth, his dad happily holds him. Seeing a boy, he says he's already chosen a name for him. Alan readily accepts his new name and life. The old one just wasn't memorable. He was 35, uneducated, broke, romance awkward, an office clerk. Reborn as little Alan, and just 1 year old, seems fine to him. He still can't talk, but he thinks and understands words fine. So luckily Japanese seems this world's shared language here. Born to farmers. As chosen at the start, he lives in a border village where villagers pay a feudal or taxes to farm the land, so he still has no name yet. Meanwhile, his father, Rodin, is a devoted family man, working hard. His mother is Teresa, pretty and very sweet as was usual then. Both were barely 20. He's their only child right now, so far, but his parents are young and loving, so he knows it's only a matter of time before he has siblings. Alan yawns, so Teresa puts him to bed and dines with Rodin. But once alone, Alan tries opening the stats window. Nothing happens, and he's disappointed, because although living the life of a baby seems great, he is supposed to be a summoner now, and he wishes he could do something about it. He's lost count of tries to open it, and little by little, he's starting to lose hope, but he tries once more, just because, and a bright light appears right above him, then suddenly revealing a book. He never saw it coming, so a scream slips out, half fright, half thrill. The noise startles his parents, who rush into his room at once to check he's okay. After Alan knows they can't see the book, so he makes it vanish fast and plays asleep. His parents look baffled, thinking he was only sleep talking. After they leave, Alan sits, tries again, and makes the book appear before him. After a year trying, he finally sees what he hoped for. The book shows his current stats. He's level 1 right now, class summoner. As expected, one of the book's pages shows him details about his summoning skill. So he learns that summoning and creating have their own skill experience. Apparently, he thinks they level up with use, but now he has 0 experience. Even so, he can conjure summons, though still limited to insects and beasts. Alan finds he can access only H-rank insects and beasts. Lowest, he thinks. Suddenly, the book shows him another page with a message addressed to him, where they thank him for playing the game and ask if he is enjoying this Isekai world. In the message, Creator God apologizes for delaying delivery of his grimoire. Alan simply assumes it's some kind of letter from the administrator, the so-called god of creation who is apparently named Elmia. In the letter, Elmia tells him that because he picked a class still being tested, the paperwork took longer, and staff worked hard to finish it as fast as they could. Lastly, Elmia warns him, no questions or cancellations about class selection allowed. Alan knows the summoner class has issues, but he wants to summon anyway. So he summons an insect. At start, nothing happens. He tries summoning his insect repeatedly, but none work, and he grows impatient. No guides exist here, so he must test things and learn alone. He decides to try the create skill first. When he does, A card pops up right before him. His first summon is an H rank insect card, +1 endurance, +1 agility, basic, yet still he calls it a big win. Alan excitedly tries summoning the insect from the card, but then his mom comes in to check on him. Our hero fakes sleep again, keeps it secret for now, and delays the summoning until tomorrow. Next day, once Tarisha leaves him alone for a nap, Alan wastes no time and summons the insect. The card instantly transforms into a cluster of light particles that gather to form a large grasshopper that jumps directly at his face. At first it scares him, but Alan wonders if the insect obeys orders. He calls the insect over, but it ignores him and exits, making him think it's a stupid bug. Alan decides to check the grimoire to see if he can find anything useful, and it shows him the grasshopper's stats. Apparently he can pick its name, so he calls it Denka. The grimoire also lists a buff section, but he's still unsure what it means. He sees endurance and agility at +1, realizing it boosts his own stats. Alan can't hide his excitement and suddenly blurts out loudly. Tarisha rushes into the room to check on her baby. She panics when a giant insect looms before her. Without hesitation, she crushes Denka underfoot, killing it. After days testing his skills, Alan finally creates a new H-rank beast. He creates an H-rank mouse, Masi, as dumb as Denka, yet it uses its skill. This world is packed with monsters, but he knows 2 summons won't beat any of them. Denka surviving at the end made me cry for nothing. He can hold up to 10 summon cards per creature, and the buffs matter most. For example, by storing 10 Masi cards, his attack stat increases by 10 points. Now he has enough strength to easily surpass what any normal baby could do. The experience needed to level up skills and characters in Hell mode is 100 times greater than in normal mode, so he still has a long way to go before he can resume his chance. His father comes home after a long workday, and Teresa's heart nearly stops when she sees him drenched in blood. Rodin calms her fast, saying it's only fresh hunting blood, so he isn't hurt. Teresa relaxes, and Rodin proudly tells Alan he beat a boar today alone. Alan knows his father is a serf, yet in fall and winter he hunts monsters with village men. Rodin says it was a giant boar, monstrous in size, and asks if he wants to see it. Thrilled to meet a real monster, Alan agrees instantly. After they say goodbye to Teresa, Rodin carries him on his shoulders and tells him that the neighbors are butchering it right now, so they can go take a look. As Rodin walks, Alan sees the world for the first time. He'd never been out before. His father points at a flock, calling them albadgerons, birds that fly together and head north this season for everyone to see, signaling autumn's arrival today. After watching monsters soar overhead, Rodin admits he chose that name to honor the albadgerons. He says that for them the sky's the limit. With their wings, they can fly anywhere in the world, and that's real freedom. Rodin really thinks it sounds cool, but the love of his life practically bit his head off when he told her. But he knows that's what he gets for naming him after a monster. Rodin keeps walking. Alan sleeps in his arms. When he wakes again, the first thing he sees is the huge boar they beat there. His father lets him watch it close, and Alan is terrified. He knows he can't beat a huge beast. Gyardo walks up to them and tells everyone today's heavyweight champ is here. The men applaud Rodin for downing the boar. He shrugs, saying it was just luck. Gyardo knows he's being modest, then changes the subject on seeing he brought his son. Alan greets and introduces himself politely, shocking Gyardo. He's just 1 year old, mainly because Gyardo says his daughter's the same age and not nearly as polite or civilized as he is. It sounds mean, but he means her behavior. Alan asks if boars are strong. Gyardo says they're C-rank monsters, so it takes at least 20 men to bring down one, meaning they're pretty tough. Alan memorizes that. It's a handy benchmark for him from now on. 10 months later, Alan's almost 2. At last he reaches Summon 2 and Creation 2. With that he has obtained Expansion Level 1 and the Grimoire's Notes function has been unlocked. Alan feels the rush. He's finally progressing. So he excitedly opens Stats page and learns he can make G-rank creature cards. He has also obtained a skill that fuses summons and his card inventory space is double, which means he has twice as many buffs. Alan tries fusing his beasts at once, but has nowhere near enough MP. He eats plenty to recover it. After dinner, he rushes to his room to test his new skill, fusing 2 Mossy H cards, but nothing happens. The Grimoire again says he lacks MP, though it's somehow fully restored. Alan then decides to craft a brand new summon card from scratch, aiming for a G-rank beast card. However, He also doesn't have enough MP to create a G-rank beast, so he actually can't fuse or create anything new with his current max MP. By age 3, he has cards, G-rank beasts, insects, even birds. Alan fuses 2 cards, gaining a G-rank bird card called Chappie. When he summons it, the bird flies right to him and calmly perches on his shoulder. So he checks its stats and sees the bird has voice mimicry. He's unsure at first until Choppy echoes his words and tone back flawlessly. Alan thinks it's awesome for fooling enemies in a fight. Then he summons Hopper the Frog and Molly the Mole, 2 G-rank beasts. Alan asks Hopper to use his taunt ability and the frog starts jumping while its skin glows, which will be a great distraction during combat. He asks Molly to use Dig, and the mole instantly starts digging a huge hole. Alan says she can set many pitfall traps. Very handy. He knows that the key to becoming a great summoner is to thoroughly know the different stat buffs of his creatures. There is a lot of depth and complexity, so this is the type of hardcore game he always wanted. Suddenly, Alan falls into the hole, and his excitement quickly fades as he realizes that he won't be able to fight monsters for a good while yet. The bell rings as it's 3 o'clock, and with this he already knows what's coming, and he's not excited at all. Krina, Jirdo's devil daughter, comes for him, eagerly invites dueling knights. Alan, with no choice, climbs out and greets her. The little girl points a wooden sword at him, and Alan accepts her challenge to a fair duel, although he plays along. For him, this is the complete opposite of cool, and he finds it quite embarrassing. Still, he knows he must take sparring with Krina seriously, since she's shockingly fast and merciless in sword duels at times. Alan has invested all his creature's buffs into agility and still barely manages to keep up with her. Krina is so broken that she even breaks her wooden sword and still continues to attack him. By day's end, Alan's parents arrive to rescue him, but too late. Meanwhile, Teresa quietly has been expecting another baby. When Krina leaves, Alan rises back, and though a little girl knocked him down, he still helps his mom carry her vegetables home anyway. Teresa smiles in thanks. And that night at family dinner, Alan tells his dad he wants to help harvest potatoes this year, since mom's pregnant too. This clearly takes them by surprise, so Alan reassures them by telling them that he is strong enough to do it. Anyway, it's safe to say that he now has the stamina of a full-grown adult, but he keeps that information to himself. Teresa says kids like him shouldn't have to work, so he can keep playing with Krina. Roden agrees. He's already helping at home. Alan presses, but his father won't budge, saying the time will come. Until then, while he can, just enjoy life away from farm work. Then Alan realizes they're stuck as serfs forever. No way out. And that working in the fields is on another level compared to household chores. It's a really grueling job, and he wouldn't wish it on his 3-year-old son either. So he decides to accept his parents' decision. They are both glad to know he understands, and Teresa mentions that she has noticed he has been throwing stones at the tree in the back lately. Roden asks him why he does that. Alan says he warned about monsters in the woods outside, so he'll protect Mom by pelting them with rocks if they come by house at night. Roden laughs and praises his son for courage. Deep down, Alan knows he did it just to test new skills besides summoning himself. Teresa smiles, asks if he'll protect Krina too. Alan agrees, but still only thinks how rough she gets playing nights with him. Roden mentions that they have a lot of fun playing nights, and that he is already looking forward to his appraisal ceremony. Alan asks what that is, so his mother explains that when he turns 5, a divine ceremony will be held to determine what kind of talent he has. Roden says luck and real talent could free him from servitude. Alan's thrilled, and when winter arrives, he goes to see Denka to ask for help. He has been jumping for so long in the same spot that he has even created a hole in the ground. Alan knows he can keep a creature summoned all day. A big step forward, he hears Krina's voice and instantly dismisses his grimoire. He has no choice but to play nights with her as usual. And again, she is as fierce as ever. But this time he tries to match her pace and block her attacks. But Krina ends up wiping the floor with him as usual. Roden returns home after work, so Teresa goes out to greet him. Suddenly Denka leaps at her leg. She panics and hits the floor. Roden rushes to help. And though it's just a small scare, Teresa's contractions start in that same moment. Right there, the baby's coming right now. At Roden's request, Krina rushes home to alert her mom, while Roden and Alan get ready and watch Teresa. Alan has no idea what to do, and even wishes he'd tried a childbirth sim right then. But his dad is clearly just as clueless too, despite this being his second time already. Luckily, Kina's mom Matilda arrives just in time. Like before, she tells the useless ones to stay outside. The women will handle it. She kicks them out. They sleep outside while Matilda and daughter help Teresa overnight. At dawn, a boy is born. Rodin's ready either way, and already picked a name. He calls him Mash. Teresa loves it. She warns him, better not be another monster name. Yet it is. His soulmate laughs. He went and did it again. Alan can't help but wonder why he was reincarnated, and although he knows that all he wants is to max out his levels. This whole family life is also quite nice. He isn't sure how he'll do it, but he wants to free his family from harsh life of servitude.